Hey there, YouTubers. I am not on an RV trip. I'm in the car, and I haven't been in the RV for a little bit, so I needed some nature. So I am going to go to one of my close by favorite places, get myself a little nature fix, and maybe do a ramble. I guess we're all on a journey, aren't we? Alright, so got a waterfall and water here, so even though it's cold, and I probably should have brought a winter coat, but I didn't. All I got's like a light jacket and a sweatshirt, but that'll keep me from staying too long, I guess. So yeah, we'll head to the back where the stuff is, where the water is. Alright, back to the water. I know what you're thinking. Come on, doofus. I gotta sit through this video because you might have one thing worth hearing. I'm being optimistic that there might be one thing. But let's go check out some stuff, and then I'm gonna ramble about RVing. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright. So what I think I'm gonna do, because some of you might want the nature, which is my why I go RVing in the first place, and some of you might want the ramble, and probably don't want the other, or not even sure why you're watching this crap at all. So put the time here for when there's going to be a ramble, when there's going to be nature. You decide. Alright, that was nature. Let's go. Doesn't the sound of moving water just do something for you? Alright, you're going to get a waterfall. Fellow hiker or walker or wander or whatever told me there is ice on the waterfall. It's nothing major, but it's a waterfall. Here we go. I'll wander around and take my 5 minutes to be, and then maybe we'll play with this video for you. Alright, so we'll give you a different spot. Alrighty, now we're gonna move on. I'll tell you when it's time for a ramble. I'll give you a little bit more nature. I say it in far too many of my videos that this is what does it for me. You just have to determine your why. What's your why on when you want to RV? Whatever the answer is for you is the right answer. It's warming up, you could hear the ice cracking. Okay, move on. I could use a couple of minutes of this, maybe you can as well. Okay, that sun's not going to stay up forever. Let's move on. Alright, mini ramble, but not really RV yet. This is just a little park, little state park in southwest Ohio. And there's more beauty here than I can capture. Probably that more want to see. I think it goes back to how I do my videos, being how I look at life. I am the furthest thing in the world from an artist, but if you put it in an art sense, some people like to do portraits where they're showing you people, you know, putting the camera on their face. I like to do landscapes. I've always been a bigger fan of landscapes, where a person can admire something and see themselves either in that or in something similar. So the reason I RV, the reason I YouTube, stuff like that, is to remind that one or two people out there that time goes fast. Tick tock, clocks move and calendars turn. Alright. But we're going to do an RV ramble. It's just, I think we all go through periods in our lives where we get reminded more often how quick things go, how nothing is guaranteed. And I'm in one of those modes right now. I'm in one of those time periods right now. So, okay, that's enough. All right, we got to get this ramble in, don't we? All right, I'm sitting on this little footbridge, and I figured I would do a ramble about RVing. A lot of times people like me, and other people on YouTube saying, hurry up, get to it, you got to get moving, you got to get your RV thing going. It's easy, anybody can do it. I say all the time, if a doofus like me can do it, anybody can do it. Well, there's some truth to that. And honestly, I guess there's a little bullshit to that too. The truth is, the RVing part, that's easy. You know what I mean? Driving an RV, cooking in an RV, finding places to camp in an RV, emptying the gray tanks, all the RV, how you do it stuff. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out most of the stuff RVers are doing. It's pretty simple. The part where a little bullshit comes involved is the money side of it. A lot of times I will say, I've heard other people on YouTube with the best of intentions like myself say, come on, it's easy. Well, sometimes we forget not everybody has the finances to make this an easy way to do it. So here's some ideas I have on that. There are times I used to have a Subaru Outback, a station wagon. There are times I wish I still had that car, and there are times I think of trading my car in to get something like that, because honestly, I would be just as happy at times to throw a sleeping bag in the back of that, keep a tent in it, and just go. The idea of needing to have a great big honkin', even a Class B, but a great big huge RV that you can't have fun in a tent is just insane. And obviously, you can get a tent pretty cheap. But for many of us to think that anybody can do this and ignore the real life sides of the finances is almost doing a disservice. So I think there are ways you can do it. How I kind of did it, I was fortunate. I had a good paying job and I planned for this. So I saved up money. Have a little bit of IT skills, so every now and then there's something I can do with that. But to be honest, I've developed a complete lack of interest in IT stuff. But there's a lot of ways that other people can do it if you set your mind to it, if you're also prepared to live a little bit cheaper. And it depends on how you want to do it. There are some people that can do the whole living in a van down by the river thing. You know what I mean? Do it real cheap. So never turn your nose up at a tent or just a panel van. If you want to convert that, there's not a damn thing wrong with that. I saw this a couple weeks ago now. I should have posted it. You won't be able to hear me in the wind, but I did say, I don't know who owns this. I don't know anything about this RV, but I figured I would throw it in for you. Kind of as an example of, there are things out there affordable. This is a 98 Born Free for sale in the Dayton, Ohio area. Happen to see on the side of the road. Area code would be 937-313-7605. They say it's got 46,000 miles. They want 10.5. I don't know what you can see in there. It's got 2 chairs and a dinette. Well, that's a sofa on the other side. But if anybody's looking for a cheaper RV, have no idea who owns it, what kind of shape it's in, just saw it on the road, you can call that number. Never know. All right, there you go. So you can find cheaper older RVs, but you either got to be able to fix stuff or have money on hand. I go back again to why I did it. I have some money, but I don't have enough money to have bought a real expensive RV, and I don't have the money to get half the gas mileage that I get in my RV. So those are things you got to keep in consideration. So I am realistic and have been there enough to know that the idea of RVing, either very often, like I do, or full time, can be daunting, can make you a little nervous. I think the best thing you can try to do is save up the money you can and then find ways of living cheap. I said in a video, I started living cheap when I still had money, when I was still making a decent amount of money. I learned how to live cheap. It taught me how to do that, and it also saved up some money for me. So, the idea of just chucking everything and doing it, that's one way to go. But another way to go is to do some planning and to do some searching. I'm going on a topic. I'm slipping right back into bullshit I've said before. Hold on, let me think. So I do these in a hope that maybe a couple people, it's like the kickstart, a reminder that, yeah, you can do this. There are downsides to it, but yes, you can do this. And I've fallen behind on watching some other videos of people that I like, but they do that for me. They remind me when I start thinking, what the hell? Yes, you can do this. Now, we weren't all born millionaires. We all didn't win the lottery. I wasn't fortunate enough to find a sugar mama to pay for all my bills. There are people out there that get that aspect, and good for them. If everybody's happy, cool. But there are ways. My brain is not working today. I get good ideas for rambles, and then I find myself slipping back into the same bullshit I say all the time. It's true, but it's, enough already, dude. So if you found this because you're interested in trying to do some RVing of your own, do research on that. But also do research on options on how you're going to pay for all this shit. I'm one who likes to travel and move, and because I have animals, I usually stay in campgrounds, so that costs money. So I have to keep that in mind. Some people, go out to the slabs or wherever, and they don't pay anything for that. They just have to pay for their food. And that's cool too. Find out what you want to do, how you want to do it, and how you're going to pay for it. Work camping, getting a job at a national park, living in your van on the corner of a street and then going to work, that's all good too. I'm sitting on a bridge over the Little Miami River. I say that often, but it doesn't have to be an RV. If the nature part is what you want, it doesn't have to be an RV. A tent works. A minivan, because you're just sleeping in it. Every now and then somebody will say when I watch one of my videos, how the hell can you stand a space that small? I'm using it to sleep in and carry my shit, Usually keep a place for the cats to stay when I'm out wandering around. It all comes back to what you want. If you can't live that way, don't think you can. Don't buy an RV, think that you can live that way when it's not who you are. It won't work. You'll be unhappy. You'll hate it. Price just can't be your only deciding factor on what to buy. And then, in my opinion, don't buy more RV than you need. I myself am not really much of a planner by nature. That's not what I do. Even the longer trips, I get a basic idea of where I'm going and then kind of play it by ear, and been pretty fortunate that way. But I think anybody looking to make this kind of leap, the more planning you can do, the better. Not to the point where you get paralysis by analysis, but some good thought. And your money will get spent quicker than you would like, and it'll take more of it than you think. But you're watching this because it's something you're interested in, so do your research and start now. And I will swear to you, there's nothing wrong with a tent. Other than I've gotten to the age where I really don't want to sleep on the ground. Other than that, I wouldn't have an RV. I would just, throw a tent in the car like lots of people do. I just don't want to sleep on the ground anymore. And then, the animals. This again feels like a pointless ramble that made no sense whatsoever. So I will end it with Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday is coming up for you. I hope you have a good time with it. If it's Festivus, have a great Festivus. If it's no holiday whatsoever, that's fine too. I hope you have a good end of December. If this time of year ends up being one of the happiest times of year of your life, with spending time with family and friends and great times, I wish those to you. For those of you that this time of year is painful, difficult, or stressful, I wish to you the strength to get through them with grace and happiness. So have a great and wonderful day. Oops. So, I just made a big long ramble about RVing that I didn't like. I thought it was crap. Maybe there'll be a little bit that I can keep from it and put in here. Maybe the best way I could try to be helpful, which is a goal of mine, honestly, is to try to be helpful, is anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to share you either with a reply or even a whole video about something that you might think is important to know. That's all I got. I don't want to restate the obvious all the time, and sometimes you don't know what to say unless people ask you. So I'll open it up to questions, and maybe there's a few of you that might have some. I forgot my garbage bag. I always like to hike with a garbage bag, pick up shit. You're out in the woods or out wherever, pick up after yourself. Key one of RVing or traveling or anything, clean up your mess. All right. You didn't want to hear that preaching, but there you go, you got it. This is the Blue Hole, I think they called it. Guy painted this in like 1851. I was like that history part of it too. It's nature near your house. Check it out. Icicles hanging down. See? Alright, let's keep going. Inside the car with the window up, window down. Don't tell the Ohio cops my windows are that dark. I get in trouble. So I guess the idea is don't be scared off to think it's too many challenges that you can't do the RV thing. But also don't be unrealistic and think there aren't challenges to start with, you know. I got nothing. I'm just killing myself here.